Are you going to put the on the post? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going to get started. If we could have your attention, please. For those of you in the back, could we have your attention? We're going to get started. If you want to continue to get your lunch, that's fine, but we want to get started. We've got a lot of folks joining us virtually and a lot of folks in the room. So it's great to see you all. Greetings. If you're attending virtually, we would very much appreciate your turning cameras on if possible. Before we begin, I ask you to join me in a moment of silence for all victims of war and violence in the Middle East, Ukraine, Russia, Africa, and worldwide, including families of victims and their loved ones. I further ask you to remember our valued colleague, Laurice Dukes, who tragically, as we know, passed away last week. Please keep Laurice and her family and loved ones in your thoughts and prayers. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. We grieve Laurice's passing, which has deeply affected our HCCC family. And we condemn violence of all kinds, including anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Yesterday, we commemorated the horrific events of September 11th, 2001. Our college hosted a fitting memorial event attended by members of the HCCC family and our surrounding community. We'll never forget the thousands of innocent people lost on 9/11, including the heroic first responders who demonstrated the best of humanity in a moment of extreme chaos and brutality. The best of humanity in contrast to the worst of humanity. And as I said yesterday, our responders were running in when everyone else was running out. We remember and honor their courage, and we affirm our commitment to the ongoing fight for peace, liberty, justice, tolerance, and respect for everyone. We thank Dr. Yuris Pujols, Jamil Al-Mudiab, Michelle Vitale, Dr. Chris Cody, Richard Walker, and so many others for organizing yesterday's highly meaningful event, and we thank the speakers, retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant and Wounded Warrior Project peer leader Chris Hoff, former New Jersey Attorney General John Farmer, County Executive Craig Guy, and all students, faculty, and staff who spoke and sang. And we had a beautiful poem by our poet laureate and a beautiful musical arrangement that we all greatly enjoyed. Our new academic year is off to a wonderful beginning, thanks to everyone in this meeting and all members of our HCCC family. We thank all who planned and participated in College Service Day and new student convocation activities that launched our fall semester. It's starting to feel like it's been a while since we had those, but these important events are the outcome of the efforts, as we know, of the entire HCCC family. I want to again take this opportunity to thank Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Darrell Jones, Director of the Center for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation, Dr. Paula Roberson, Dean of Students, Dr. David Clark, Assistant Dean of Student Life and Leadership, Veronica Gerasimo, and very importantly, Executive Assistant Linda Guastini, and all members of the event planning committees and beyond for their leadership. It was really 2 wonderful days. Some of our new HCCC employees are with us here today at our town hall as part of their new employee orientation. Could I ask our new employees to please stand or wave if you're in the back standing? Wonderful having you in the HCCC family. We all look forward to working with you. Over the summer, many HCCC family members attended the annual convening of the National Institute for Staff and Organizational Development, or NISOD, in Texas. And at the conference, several of our colleagues, quite a few actually, offered outstanding presentations, and many HCCC colleagues received awards of recognition. And I'd like to invite Director of Faculty and Staff Development, Amala Ogburn, to acknowledge our NISOD Award honorees. Amala.
Thank you, Dr. Reba. Good afternoon, everyone. How y'all doing? Congratulations on the lunch. Thank you, Dr. Reba, for giving us time and space to recognize the 2024 NYSIDE Excellent Awards recipients. Thank you, Dr. Jones, Anna, and Nicole for supporting me and sponsoring me to go to NYSIDE and helping me along as I coordinated NYSIDE attendance. Each year, a group of HCCC employees are selected to receive this award and have the opportunity to attend a reception in their honor during the NYSIDE annual conference. This year, we had the opportunity to recognize 28 of our colleagues, and we'd like to take a few minutes to celebrate them here at home. If you're present and able to, I'll ask you to stand when I call your name. And if you're not here, just know that we're thinking about you. Faisal Al-Jamal. Professor Dorothy Anderson. Sabrina Bullock. Dr. Lori Bird. Cesar Castillo. Jennifer Christopher. Shout out to Jen, because NYSIDE would not have happened without you, and we really appreciate you, Jen. Dr. Chris Cody. Corrine Davis. Sean Egan. Chastity Farrell. Michael Furlise. Christopher Fontanez. Robert Kahn. Ted Lai. Azar Mahmoud. Julio Maldonado. Janine Nunez. Teju Perret. Royal Ross. Willie Shire. Shout out to you. Jennifer Valcasel. Hey, girl. Tess Wiggins. Celia Yagobi. Maritza Reyes. Brianna Heim. Zuwani Chicas Martinez. Irma Williams. And Wajia Zahor. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amala. Congratulations, and thank you to all of our honorees. As many of you are aware, students who write poetry are invited to compete each year for HCCC Student Poet Laureate. And each spring, student works are evaluated by a faculty, staff, and student selection committee, and a finalist is chosen to serve as the HCCC Student Poet Laureate for the following academic year. Poet laureates are invited to read their works at various college events throughout the year and also in the community, including K-12 schools. Assistant Professor of English Eric Adamson, who leads HCCC's Poetry and Language Collective, created this program 3 years ago. We're now in our 4th year, and it's been highly successful and appreciated by students, the entire college community, and the community at large. A few weeks ago, we had the pleasure of inducting Nicole Spearman as the 2024-25 HCCC Student Poet Laureate. Nicole is studying environmental science, and her story is one of remarkable challenge and remarkable inspiration, as are the stories of all of our students. Nicole's unable to be here today, but we look forward. I think she's a midwife, and I think she's actually in a delivery of a child right now. But we look forward to her sharing her work at events during the academic year, as she did yesterday at our 9/11 ceremony. And we thank Eric Adamson for his creative leadership and his support of our students. We were delighted to learn last week that Hudson County Community College has been chosen as a 2024-27 Family U SEAL recipient. HCCC was selected by Generation Hope, our partner and national leader in best practices to support student parents. And the SEAL acknowledges the college's significant investment and outcomes in student parent success and begins a 3-year partnership that's really designed to raise our visibility, generate new external resources for our work in supporting student parents, I hope up to and including someday an on-campus child care center, and also resources to build our capacity in other ways and engage in continuous improvement in this important work. We're learning more and more about our student parents through this work. 30% of our students are parents, and we know a lot of them are young single parents. I want to thank our Family U team, led by Hudson Helps Resource Center Director Catherine Morales, And our other team members are Senior Vice President Dr. Lisa Doherty, Dean of Students Dr. David Clark, Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences Dr. Allison Wakefield, Director of Institutional Research and Planning Aisha Edwards, Associate Director of Student Financial Aid Christine Peterson, and our new Student Parent Fellow, who's being paid in this role by Generation Hope, and that is Shanice Acevedo. Thank you, dedicated colleagues. We really appreciate your leadership. And we also learned recently that Insight into Diversity magazine, the nation's oldest and largest diversity publication in higher education, is recognizing HCCC as a, quote, top college for diversity, end quote, in 2 award categories: the College-Wide Higher Education Excellence in Diversity, or HEED Award, and a new recognition of our HCCC School of Nursing and Health Professions for their excellence in diversity. And we're really proud of that. And this is the 4th consecutive year that HCCC has received the College-Wide HEED Award, but new this year is our designation as a diversity champion. And diversity champions are, until now, 4-year colleges and universities. We're the first community college to be recognized by the magazine as a champion. And we're really proud of that. And I want to also say, in addition to our School of Nursing and Health Professions and their new recognition, our School of Business received a HEED Award for the first time last spring. So more and more parts of our college are being recognized for our shared commitment to DEI in all forms. So congratulations to all whose work has led to these meaningful acknowledgments. And it's not lost on us that we're celebrating these outcomes that we believe in and support directly at a time when we're seeing nationwide the dismantling, tragically, of DEI initiatives. Our resolve remains strong, and it has had everything to do with, I think, all of the successful outcomes of this college, including student success. And we're increasingly, I think, going to be acknowledged as a leader in the work, particularly in view of what we see happening in some other places. With that, I'd like to invite Vice President for DEI, Dr. Yuris Pujols, and our PAC Day co-chairs, Rafi Manjikian and Diana Galvez, to offer an update on DEI initiatives and directions for the coming year.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Reber, for the opportunity to speak today. I just wanted to say that it's wonderful to have students back on campus. Every time you go to the Student Center, many other places, the programs that you have, it's just great to see everyone re-engage. So I just wanted to provide a few updates about the strategic plan or the action plan that we're working on. Just want to give some recognitions of the program that we had yesterday, and then I want to pass it on to the co-chairs so they could give their respective updates. So the action plan, we're in the process of finishing up the draft. We have a really strong draft, and that's the direct outcome of the information that we collected from the climate survey, and then all the follow-up input that we collected from the community. You know, we brought it into PAC Day, they evaluated, provided information, and very soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we should be able to share a final plan. And that plan, it's also part of the overall strategic planning for the college, that it will be foundational, together with the student success plan, with the academic master plan, as part of the college-wide strategic plan. And I just wanted to share the 4 goals. You might have seen them already, but the 4 goals that we settled on were: 1, sustaining and expanding a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion grounded in best practices throughout the college. 2, enhancing the college's efforts of inclusivity and its culture of care to create an environment that is supportive and inclusive of all students, faculty, staff, and community members. Emphasizing the college's culture of transparency, guided by the institutional commitment to safety, security, and belonging for all students, faculty, staff, and community members. And finally, applying the Hudson Scholars program model to enhance retention and eliminate completion gaps for traditionally underrepresented students. I also wanted to provide just some notes of reflection on the program that we held yesterday, the 9/11 Memorial. I want to recognize the people that were there because, that's a program that took a lot to put together. There were a lot of moving parts, and everyone really provided their part. Chris mentioned some of them. Former New Jersey Attorney General John Farmer, he was in that role when the attacks took place. So he talked about that experiences. How do you respond to that as you are the chief policeman in the state? Christopher Hoff is a retired United States Army Staff Sergeant. He talked about his experiences, readapting to civilian life and the impact that 9/11 had on the decisions he made and, his overall experience. I want to recognize Professor Dr. Christopher Cody. He provided an excellent presentation. It was like a timeline. It was provided like a timeline of different historical events that led up to, to the attacks. And of course, Chris mentioned Nicole Spearman, the ACC Student Poet Laureate. She did an awesome job reading the poem, A Dream Called Home. I think it was really, really spoke to all of us. And also our student, Roxana Soto. She, sang the song Amazing Grace. And, I spoke after that, and I really had no words, because she was just so excellent. I just wanted to say thank you to them. And in addition to those people that participated in the program, I just want to thank Jamila Mediab, Sabrina Bullock, Willie Malone from the Office of Veterans Affairs and International Student Services, Michelle Baitali, Salma Adewat, and Ilaf Hussein from the Office of Cultural Affairs, Richard Walker from the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Samuel Fernandez from IT, and of course, Jennifer Christopher, Taralyn Duggan for their support, make sure that we had all the materials, and of course, Willie Shiver and team, making sure that all the technology worked, Julio Maldonado, make sure that, we had chairs to sit on, and of course, Fleek, to make sure that we had food for everyone. I also wanted to take a quick moment to talk about the DEI employee training. Richard Walker shared with me that we have a total of 21 people from the college that have already enrolled. We still have like another 10 on standby. The program begins on Monday. So if you're interested, please reach out to Richard. We want to make sure that we accommodate everyone that comes. And in accessibility services, I'm really proud of the work that we're doing in that space. Right now, as we settle, the beginning of the semester, the goal now is to provide training. Like you're going to see a lot of information about training for faculty, training for students, and hopefully, avenues of where to reach out when you have questions. I do want to thank Danielle Lopez, Director of Accessibility Services, and Karine Davis, Coordinator of Accessibility Services, for their leadership and, making sure that we advance to the next level when it goes to accessibility. I could probably speak to you for another hour. I'm not going to do that. I thank you for your time, and now I'm going to pass it on to Rafi and Diana. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I want to start by wishing everybody a happy Hispanic Serving Institutions Week. This week, we recognize the 600 HSIs throughout the nation for their work and critical role in educating and empowering Hispanic students, Hudson being among one of them. Special thank you to Associate Director of the Honors Program, Jenny Henriquez, the Office of Student Life and Leadership, and both Dr. Reber and Dr. Pujols for their collaboration for the past 2 days with our Café con Pan events on both campuses. Students had student, faculty, and staff had the opportunity to enjoy delicious hot drinks and treats while creating community and connecting. We hope to continue the tradition every year. From Wednesday, July 31st to Thursday, August 1st, the President's Advisory Council for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion held their 2024 Summer DEI Retreat off campus at the Courtyard Marriott in Edgewater, New Jersey. This year's retreat provided a safe space for PAC Day members, community partners, and students to reflect on personal experiences and share their diverse thoughts. We were joined on our first day by Smith College Associate Professor, activist, public intellectual scholar, and the 2022 recipient of the MacArthur Foundation Genius Award, Professor Loretta J. Ross. Professor Ross shared her work on calling in, navigating challenging conversations, and cultivating compassionate connections. Calling in offers a path to engage in transformative conversations, meeting people where they are while making people feel heard, respected, and cared for. Her presentation set the foundation for a retreat full of engaging conversation about the current national discourse of DEI, our triumphs and challenges as an institution, and the 2024-29 DEI Action Plan. Thank you, everybody that helped us put that together. It was a great success, and we had lots of fun. Starting on Sunday, September 15th, we enter Hispanic Heritage Month. We have many exciting events planned for the upcoming month, starting with on Monday, September 16th, the Latin Society Club will be hosting a Grito de Dolores Mexican Independence Day celebration, both in the Journal Square campus and in the North Hudson campus. In the Journal Square campus, on the first floor student lounge, they will be tabling and doing Mexican independence trivia, so pass on by to win some prizes and try some good snacks. And then later on in the day, from 4 to 6, in the North Hudson Multipurpose Room, they will be doing a celebration. There will be a performance, a presentation on Mexican independence, and some food. You are all welcome to pass by. On Thursday, October 3rd, from 2 to 3:30, the Modern Languages Program and La Humanidad Affinity Group will be hosting the Latina Experience, Our Journey to Professional and Educational Spaces. It is a virtual conversation on the journey of faculty, staff, and students in professional and educational spaces. Please keep a lookout for the flyer. We are really excited about that conversation. The third annual Hispanic Heritage Fashion Show will occur on Saturday, October 5th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the North Hudson Campus Enrollment Center. Multi-purpose room, my bad. This year's theme is Latin Grammy Nights. So our students will be dressed as Latin Grammy winners and doing a presentation for everybody. The Office of Student Life and Leadership, along with the Latin Society Club, will be hosting a Latin breakfast bar on Tuesday, October 8th on both campuses. On October 10th, Thursday, October 10th, we will be having a presentation by Board of Trustees Jeanette Pena in the multipurpose room at the North Hudson campus, where she'll be sharing her stories and her triumphs in her journey. And then finally, next month in October, we are planning a trip to the El Museo del Barrio in West Harlem and doing a walking tour of Del Barrio. So please keep a lookout for that information. And then finally, our Minority Art and Media Foundation will be hosting a film festival from September 22nd to the 23rd. All films will be in Spanish. Thank you.
I have to follow both of them. I get the, I guess, pleasure of being here for the least amount of time because today is the first meeting of PAC Day for the semester. So yes. So that meeting will take place at 2 o'clock. We have a lot to discuss. We have a jam-packed agenda, 13 items, so it should be fun. And I usually give those types of updates. So since we didn't have the first meeting yet, the first meeting will take place today at 2 o'clock. I guess some shout outs from myself. HR, great new hire orientation earlier today where I spoke on behalf of ACC. So yay to HR and the team. And then also shout out to both Yuris and Diana. We've really worked hard with the Hispanic Heritage Month programming, and this is the first time the college has really invested in this particular theme month. And it's really great to see all the programs and events towards the Hispanic Heritage Month. So shout out to Yuris and Diana. Yeah. So that's all from me. I promise to be very brief, and there you go. Thank you so much.
Diana, Rafi, and yours, thank you for your dedicated leadership. We look forward to another really exceptional year of college-wide engagement and substantive positive outcomes in our collective commitment to DEI best practices. As you've already heard briefly, we're making good progress in developing our 2024-29 Hudson County Community College strategic plan. I want to thank Dr. Heather DeVries, who's leading a cross-functional core planning team of more than 50 members of the HCCC family that represents a wide range of our stakeholders. And we've held several strategic planning open fora to date for the entire college community with strong attendance of our community members, I think over 200. And so I'd like to invite Heather to update us on strategic planning and also on our student success initiatives and action plan. That's one of the foundational elements of the college-wide strategic plan. Heather, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll start off talking about the foundational plans, then we'll move to talking about Dr. Davey and our engagement in our next college-wide plan, and we'll finish talking about student success and the ATD Dream Team. So Dr. Poole has provided a very comprehensive update on the DEI action plan, which is the furthest of the 3 foundational plans in reaching completion, but not far behind are our next academic plan. Also 2024 to 29, all of these foundational plans in alignment with our college-wide plan will be 5 years in length to give us, again, a little more breathing room to fulfill some very ambitious initiatives. Very achievable, but very ambitious initiatives. So the academic plan is under development. Throughout the summer, Dr. Jones and I met with a core academic affairs plan team to really flesh out some ideas that had bubbled up through listening sessions throughout the spring. That happened across academic affairs functional areas in the academic schools to flesh out some strategic directions, initiatives, measures, action steps. Those were then brought to 3 open fora. I believe we had about 75 participants across the 3 fora who engaged in really deep, thorough conversations in groups. And provided very helpful feedback and very thorough feedback that Dr. Jones and I are still kind of working through and then determining our next steps there. But we do expect to have our academic master plan finalized fairly soon. So thank you to everyone who participated in many, many, many hours over the summer, as well as in those open fora. Again, I respect and recognize the time commitment that was, especially in the waning days of summer before the semester started. So looking forward to getting that across the finish line. Otherwise, our other foundational plan is our student success action plan that the ATD Dream Team is helping develop, has been working on since spring really, and is approaching finalization. This student success action plan, again, thanks to John Argola, crunching some numbers and really conceptualizing how we want to frame 1 or 2 overarching goals. To recall from our 2020 to 2024 plan, we had 2 goals structured around fall to fall persistence. Again, thinking of persistence as the leading indicator for completion. Again, ambitious but achievable. We actually met the goals a year ahead of schedule. So again, we're aiming to find that right fit again this time around. And then the student success action plan for 2024-2029. We'll also have some other goals around being a Leah Meyer Austin Award winner. We have earned Achieving the Dream's other 2 recognitions as a Leader College in 2023, Leader College of Distinction in 2024, and we earned those on the shortest timeline possible. So the next natural step is the Leah Meyer Austin, which only goes to 1 college each year. So it's an extremely competitive application process. But John Argola and I will be working on putting that together with healthy input from the Dream Team as well. So that's, again, kind of another more qualitative goal as well that will be part of the plan. So we have some initiatives that are rolling over from our current work around Hudson Scholars, around ESL and the Title V grant, and around pre-nursing and nursing. And then we'll have some new initiatives as well around early college and the onboarding think tank. So we're looking forward again to getting that across the finish line soon. So those are our other 2 foundational plans, along with the DEI action plan that helps support the development of our next college-wide plan. Our 2021-2023 plan was extraordinarily successful, very actionable, and really a living document, as I had shared on the SOAR Fora for those who attended. You heard me say that again many times. I think some of you may have experience here. You do a strategic plan, it's printed, it's beautiful, it goes to the board, and then it sits on a shelf until it's time to do it again. That is not the case with our 2021 plan, and I'm hoping we accomplish that same living document with this process and our 2024 plan as well. We brought back Dr. James Davey as the facilitator, who is a strengths-based appreciative inquiry approach, very forward-looking, very positive, building on our strengths, of which we have so many. So thank you to everyone who has either volunteered or was voluntold for the core team. I think we had a great first meeting. And then thank you also for promotion of encouraging colleagues to attend one of the SOAR open fora. Thank you to everyone who did take the time. Again, I recognize a major time commitment at this time in the semester to attend one of the 3 open fora. We had about across all 3 open fora and then the core team as well, I think we had about 200 people participate, which is really, really remarkable. Dr. Davey was very impressed by the number of individuals we had at any given open fora, and I think he and his grad assistant, Momina, are working on, again, compiling the data for us. Next steps involve a session with just the trustees. And then after that, the core team will come back together And then in early to mid-October, there will be a second opportunity for college-wide engagement. I don't think there will be multiple sessions this time. I think it will be one event, but that will be the other opportunity for the college to really think about different initiatives for our 2024-2029 plan. Questions now or questions at the end? So that's where we are with strategic planning. Very exciting. And all of this is coming together by the end of the calendar year. Otherwise, I mentioned some of our work with the Student Success Dream Team, with the Lear Meyer Austin application, finalizing our action plan. And then we are also preparing for our coaches, Dr. Mary Fifield and Dr. Renee Garcia, to visit for the first of 4 times on October 1st and 2nd. So thank you in advance to everyone who will participate. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather, and all involved. This is phenomenal work. And put some of this in perspective. So this next plan is a 5-year plan, as Heather mentioned. In the middle of this next plan will come, believe it or not, our middle states reaccreditation. And we're going to be starting, we'll get this plan done, and believe it or not, we're going to be starting the early phases of our planning, our development of committees, and ultimately the work of writing our self-study. And I'll tell you what, when I arrived here, we were in the middle of writing the self-study for the 2019 visit. I feel a lot more confident this time. Now, that time we succeeded with flying colors. This time, they're going to be overwhelmed with the evidence. I think they're going to be overwhelmed, and that's all great. Okay, our Hudson Scholars Program continues to grow. Last year, 14 pioneering faculty served as Hudson Scholars faculty mentors, as you've heard, as some of you have been. And last year in that new role that we also wanted to test and evaluate, our 14 faculty mentor pioneers supported third-year students in the program. So students who had started the program in our very first cohort in 2021 were advised last year by our 14 faculty mentors. We've had the opportunity to talk to everyone, our 14 faculty mentors, our students, and really by virtually all accounts that I'm aware of, it was a really positive experience for everybody. And so we're delighted that we're continuing in collaboration with the Professional Association and our faculty. We're continuing the faculty mentor program this year, and we've grown from 14 faculty mentors to 22 this year. We talked about this at College Service Day, but I do want to take this opportunity to thank this year's faculty mentors: Robin Anderson, Jonathan Cabrera, Sharon Daugherty, Claudia Delgado, Isam El-Akar, Michael Ferlise, Joseph Gallo, Nadia Headley, Gabriel Holder, Craig McLaughlin, Rafi Manjikian, Jihan Nakla, Daniel Ondiki, Angela Pack, Rafaela Pernice, Sophie Pujols, Laura Samuelson, Fatma Tot, Jeremiah Typin, Susanna Wexler, Alana Winslow, and Benedetto Youssef. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you. As they always say, it takes a village. Just before our fall semester began, we welcomed a team of faculty and staff from Muskegon Community College in Michigan. They came to HCCC for, I think, more than 2 days. They actually received a grant from the state of Michigan to visit us, specifically to visit us in order to learn more about Hudson Scholars, our Faculty Mentors Program, and our new Adult Learner Initiative. And we thank Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment, Dr. Lisa Doherty, Dean of Student Success, Dr. Bernadette So, Associate Dean of Advisement, Dr. Gretchen Schultes, Associate Vice President for Institutional Research and Planning, John Ergola, and many other colleagues for their leadership and participation in meetings with these guests and for their leadership of these outstanding programs and initiatives. And we got just glowing positive feedback from the Muskegon visitors, and I got a beautiful letter from their president and our Achieving the Dream coach, well, really our leadership coach, Dr. Mary Fifield, received wonderful feedback too, because she happens to be their leadership coach as well. So thank you all. And as many of you are aware, we recently launched a new best practice model to support transfer students following our year-long engagement in a national transfer student intensive grant-funded project sponsored by the American Association of State Colleges and Universities, or ASCU, and the Aspen Institute. HCCC NJCU Connect is inspired by a nationally recognized partnership of Northern Virginia Community College and George Mason University. And in our Connect model, both institutions, the community college and the four-year partner, recruit students collectively onto an associate baccalaureate degree pathway, beginning at the community college and concluding at the four-year institution. So the idea is students come here already aware of and planning to pursue the pathway, rather than sort of, wondering when they're approaching finishing our degree, where should I go, where can I go? It's already information that they already know where they're going. And very importantly, almost all of the degree pathways, I think except for nursing, nursing's always different, which we understand, but most of the pathways are limited to 120 total credits, not 121, not 130, 120, 60 credits here, 60 credits at NJCU, no duplicative or additive credits. And we've actually worked together with the faculty at NJCU to plan every pathway to ensure that it's limited to 120 credits. And our students in the program have a common advisor throughout their periods of study at both institutions. So that advisor stays with them from here all the way through to NJCU. And our students in the pathway have access the entire time of their study to programs and services and facilities at both institutions. To date, we've created nearly 50 academic program pathways with NJCU and more to come. And I'm also pleased to share, this has been really successful. We have our first students, I think, now at NJCU who were our pioneering students in Connect. And that number will grow as we recruit new students into it. But we're now working with our colleagues at St. Peter's University, Montclair State University, and Rutgers Newark to apply the same model in partnership with those institutions. And then we're going to continue to adopt this best practice model in partnership with additional four-year colleges and universities going forward. This is a different and much more student-centered approach to supporting students on their pathway and on their journey. And then related to this, we're also planning for the opening of the new HCCC University Center in our new Center for Student Success. This is going to be a nice facility, 6 classrooms and a large space for faculty and staff at our sister institutions to work with students. And it will be adjacent to our Office of Career and Transfer Pathways. Got the name right? They're going to be together, which makes perfect sense. What floor is that? 7? 7th floor? And so our partner institutions will offer their upper division, junior, senior, maybe even graduate courses and programs here at Hudson County Community College. So instead of, now this isn't going to replace students transferring physically to other institutions, but it's another model of bringing the programs to our students rather than having our students transfer to another institution that they may be apprehensive about. We know our students love it here. I mean, I get asked all the time, why don't you offer baccalaureate degrees? I don't want to leave. And so this is an idea that can provide students with the support that they have become so fond of throughout their baccalaureate study. I want to thank, all of the things we talk about today are the result of so many people across this institution. And you can never thank everybody, but I do want to do a shout out to Lisa Doherty and Associate Dean, this is a new title for Career and Transfer Pathways, Jennifer Valkersel, and all of their colleagues for their leadership of these really important initiatives. So I've asked Lisa and Jen if they would say a few words. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, it's so nice to see so many faces here in person. So as Dr. Reber said, the Connect team, we launched Connect with a signing ceremony in December of 23. And the Connect team, there's an NJCU team and a Hudson team with, student affairs, academics, enrollment, marketing. We meet every single month religiously to update each other on progress, and it's been going really well. We have Madeline Furman. She is an NJCU employee who actually works on our campus about half of the time, so students can see her. That's that common advisor that Chris talked about. So that's been extremely successful. There are two events that I want to tell you about that are coming up, and we're really starting to really integrate the program and the students and the faculty at both campuses. So it's really a paper plan that's now really coming together with all of the players. So on September 24th, NJCU is going to host our students, the Connect students, at their campus for a welcome event. So right now we've had over 100 students indicate their interest in the program. Not everyone is eligible for several reasons. Not every program has a pathway, right? There's a GPA requirement, there's a credit requirement. There are about 40 to 50 students currently pursuing the Connect pathways through NJCU. Those other students are still being assisted by Madeline. Obviously, we want everyone to transfer to their school of choice. So those students will be hosted at NJCU. And then on Friday, October 4th, many of our faculty members have been invited for the first ever faculty collaboration event with faculty from NJCU, faculty from Hudson, to talk about the Connect program, look at the current pathways, explore additional pathways. So we're really excited for that. We'll also invite students to that event to talk with faculty, meet the faculty from NJCU so they can really get those connections started early. Like Chris said, when we originally constructed Connect, we knew this was just the first of many programs. So we either have meetings set or meetings in the processes of being set with Montclair, St. Peter's, and Rutgers. So from there, we'll move on to another set of schools, and we'll keep replicating this with all of our partners. The University Center, so as everyone knows, it's interesting, I was just thinking as I was sitting there, 2 years from now, hopefully we'll be having a town hall in the University Center or be moved in and talking about it from elsewhere. So it's a great setup for transfer pathways and career. We purposely put them in the same suite because if you think about you're finishing at Hudson, you're either going to transfer or you're getting a job or both. So it's going to be a great setup for our students. With Jennifer's new role, Associate Dean of Career and Transfer Pathways, we've combined those offices. Those colleagues that currently work in those offices are being cross-trained on transfer and career respectively. And then with the new Perkins Grant Award, Jen is building her empire with several different positions and some leadership positions that will be hired specifically to serve the CTE students. So it'll be great to walk onto that 7th floor and see the University Center and be able to walk into a room and students can go see Rutgers, they can go see St. Peter's, they can go see Stockton, and really just walk in and have all of these colleges at their fingertips instead of having to look on websites or go on trips. And then the classrooms there, they can attend classes right there on our campus. So it's going to be fantastic. So I want to Jen has a lot of updates, and I think we all know Jen to be one of the most highly enthusiastic, hardworking student advocates that we are blessed to have on this campus. It is a well-deserved promotion that she received, and she has been hard at work, integrating and reintroducing us all to this new office. So she will tell you about some of the other projects that her team is working on. So Associate Dean of Career and Transfer Pathways.
Thank you so much. I will try to keep it brief, everyone, but I do have a lot of updates. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today as we discuss some important work that we're doing in our office, as well as why we merged career and transfer pathways. We wanted to make sure the ongoing work was going to continue for our students, and we wanted to enhance the transfer process. And also, we want our students to have career readiness once they leave Hudson County Community College. The reason behind merging career and transfer pathways is simple. We want to provide holistic support for our students, ensuring they have a clear path not only to transfer successfully, but also to be career ready. This merger allows us to create stronger, more integrated services that align with our students' post-HCC goals, whether those goals involve further education or career opportunities. In addition to our merger, and as Lisa stated, I'm excited to share that we've received a Perkins Grant for an additional 5 years. It's a big deal. We could clap for this because we've been waiting. We got the green light and we're ready to go. This grant will allow us to strengthen our outreach by adding career and transfer specialists to our team. Each specialist will work with one of our main schools that have Perkins-funded programs, ensuring our students have the specialized support they need. We are also, and this is also exciting news, we are also launching Handshake, which is a platform that connects employers with college students and recent graduates. Handshake uses artificial intelligence to recommend job and internship opportunities tailored to students' career interests and goals. On the platform, students will be able to schedule career advising appointments with our team, explore a wide range of job and internship opportunities both on and off campus, register for career fairs, events, and workshops, receive feedback on resumes and cover letters, access career resources on topics like resume writing, interview preparation, and LinkedIn tips, connect directly with employers, alumni, and fellow students to expand their professional networks. So stay tuned for our Handshake launch. For the last 3 years, we have maintained a strong commitment to supporting students to their transition in higher education institutions. Between 2013 and 2022, 2,175 Hudson County Community College students transferred to New Jersey City University, while 861 students transferred to Rutgers Newark. Other top transfer institutions include Montclair State University, St. Peter's University, and New Jersey Institute of Technology. The Transfer Pathways Council, which has been meeting monthly for the past 2.5 years, has played a crucial role in this success. By establishing specialized subcommittees, the council has ensured that we address the unique needs of our students. Please, a giving hand to our council members that have contributed their time once a month to meet. Thank you so much. They provide up-to-date, relevant information to faculty, staff, and transfer partners. To streamline the transfer agreement process, we've established a subcommittee that is dedicated to thoroughly reviewing and vetting every transfer agreement. Our goal is to ensure that these agreements serve our students' best interests. We examine broader aspects, such as financial aid, transfer scholarships, transfer of major credits, and admission requirements. I encourage all faculty and program coordinators that are interested in creating new transfer agreements to include me in any communication. As we implement this new process, it is essential that we collaborate closely to ensure the best possible outcomes for our students. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. I'm happy to meet and discuss how we can work together to continue in building successful pathways for our students. For more information regarding our services and resources, please visit the HCCC website and click on the right top menu. We are located under Student Success. You can also scroll down to the main page, and we're right in the middle next to Early College, and you could find further information there. Our office is located on the 3rd floor of the A building, room 302. I would like to take this time to thank my colleagues who have contributed their time and efforts to the Transfer Pathway Council. Matt Fessler, Denise Knapp, Veronica Jorissimo, Jacqueline Castillo, Upasana Shiti Pagan, Diana Galvez, Cristian Altamirano, Rimsha Bazaid, Brianna Casagrande, Sean Egan, Tejo Parikh, Rafi Manjikian, and our newest members, Jamila Mudia and Hamza Salim. It takes a village, as Dr. Reber states, so thank you so much. Last but not least, I would like to invite all students, faculty, and staff next week to our Pathways Kickoff. The location will be Building A, the 3rd floor, room 302, from 1 to 3 p.m. This event is going to let our students, faculty, and staff know all of our merge services. How are we going to continue to move forward and provide these amazing initiatives to our students? So please come down next Tuesday. We will have tacos. for those of you that like tacos. And we will be very excited just to join you, and the rest of our staff will be there with open arms just to explain how we're going to service you all. So thank you. We hope to see you all there. And again, thank you for your continued dedication in supporting all of our transfer students. Thank you.
Wow. Jen, you have done unbelievably wonderful work. I was just thinking as she, and by the way, you should be a community college president. I mean that. I was thinking, Lisa, it wasn't that long ago when we were talking about the fact we were lamenting that we don't do this very well. And then along came good ideas, incredible leaders and staff, and we now do this exceedingly well, and it's all about doing it for our students. So, Jen, thank you. That was really, really affirming to hear. And Lisa, too, thank you for your phenomenal leadership. So this segues into the next piece. And it's amazing how everything gets connected to everything else. So last Friday, I attended an all-day meeting of New Jersey Community College presidents held at Middlesex College. And we had the opportunity there to meet with New Jersey Senate Higher Education Committee Chair Joseph Cryan, Senator Cryan from Union County. And I shared, Union, right? It is Union. I shared the groundbreaking work that you just heard about with Senator Cryan, who, and with our community college presidents and with the New Jersey Council of County Colleges staff. And Senator Cryan was very interested in learning more about these initiatives, and he requested detailed information about our Connect program that we've now sent to him. And then on Monday, this past Monday, I was in Washington, D.C., where I was honored to meet with Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities President Dr. Antonio Flores and a number of his staff to discuss the priorities of our nation's HSIs. If you do Twitter, look at my tweet yesterday about HSI week. I'm holding a, well, you'll have to look. But we were talking about HCCC's growing engagement in HAKU, and we were supposed to meet with Secretary of Commerce Gina Raimondo, and I won't bore you with the details. Her schedule got confused, so we just wound up spending maybe 4 hours together. Another president colleague, the president of Salem State University in Massachusetts, was there. And we started talking about, and Dr. Flores was lamenting sort of that, you know, there's incredible CHIPS funding, semiconductor funding, that we had planned to talk with Secretary Raimondo about, but it's disproportionately falling into Research One universities, which is good because they play a central role, right? But it's like, what about our community colleges? We play a distinctive role, and what about four-year publics? These are the institutions that are serving traditionally underrepresented students and the pipeline to the R1s. And so I said, well, let me tell you about some of the work we're doing to try to connect with the four-year sector. And he said, I would like, please send me more information. So I've sent him the Connect model. And it's a pleasure talking about these. You know, people want to hear about good work that's happening, just like we've stolen a lot of our ideas from others, by the way. And we're happy to have people steal ours. So I'm going to be invited to several upcoming additional meetings in Washington to discuss CHIPS and the CHIPS and Science Act, billions of dollars waiting to go to institutions to train the very much needed high priority workforce in this area. And we have a lot of ideas, and we're going to talk about the need for semiconductor education and training in all sectors of higher education, and also high priority training in STEM education. And we're going to be doing a direct appeal for federal funding for our HSIs for addressing these and other priorities. And I want to thank Dr. Burl Yearwood for his counsel and support in my preparation for and participating in these meetings. I also look forward to speaking about our excellence in STEM education and our need for and potential use of federal funding, especially capacity building funding. So the message with HAKU's support is going to be provide capacity building seed funding focused on the community college sector that will help us reach out, hire faculty and staff that can help us develop appropriate curricula, network with businesses, develop what are sometimes very expensive facilities. And those efforts and that seed funding will catapult the number of students we are able to serve through all of the educational spectrum, all of the parts of higher education. Okay. As was already mentioned, as we begin our new academic year, we celebrate the construction of our Center for Student Success that's now well underway, and I'm told you're going to start to see it rising out of the ground as they've finished doing their caissons, or about to finish. And we also know that our new stacker system parking facility is under construction and should be completed and ready, I think, in about a month. I've heard there are some parking challenges and changes. We're navigating these changes in available parking facilities, as I hope you're all well aware. And I want to thank everyone for your patience and understanding as changes are happening outside of our control, but then we're following up and addressing those and finding other spaces. And I know that's created some challenge recently. And along those lines, I want to thank Dr. Nicholas Chevroletti for his continued leadership in managing these interrelated projects and needs, working with Jack Quigley and Ilya Ashmian and people across the college. And I have asked him to provide an update. Nicholas.
Okay. So first of all, I do want to thank everyone for the notes and the comments this past week as we changed to, I think we're up to plan, I don't know, Q or something. About a month ago, we had a solution for parking. We were all moving forward. And then we were informed the Lowe's parking deck had been sold for an obscene amount of money and was going to be demolished this week. We were informed of this on a Thursday. I think the community was informed on it by the operator the following, I think it was that Friday, the workers started telling people. We did talk to the owner. The owner was traveling overseas. We've ultimately come to where we are today by expanding our presence in the State Square. So I do want to thank everyone because I've gotten dozens of emails, none of them laced with profanity. Couple close, but also a lot of encouragement and questions and clarifications and other ideas. And we're always open to ideas. I also want to especially thank security, Jack Quigley, especially Mr. Greg Burns, who, thanks to his deep roots in the community, has been able to find additional spots in the surrounding area. So right now, I encourage people, if you're able to use public transportation, you do get those flyers, please use public transportation. If you live in West Hudson and can take advantage of Harrison, please take advantage of Harrison. It is an easier option than driving here. What I will say about the Harrison parking lot is it has been woefully underutilized. So what we're finding is that people are either not taking advantage of it or people are getting the pass and only using it for one day. It's a very expensive investment the board has made, so we're starting to monitor that. But if you live in West Hudson, it's a much easier route, especially with all the construction in the area. Dr. Reber mentioned our stackers, 119 Newkirk. This project should not be taking this long. As many of you know, as an elected official for quite a while, hardcore Democrat, environmentalist, believed in big government. No more. The permit process to build a parking structure has been painful and continues to be. The state has stepped in once again this week and is trying to delay us, so we're trying to work around that. The stackers are here. They're in the U.S. They're ready to be moved on site. Hopefully this site will be up and running by mid-October. It will provide 105 parking spaces. That, with the addition of the State Square parking lot, with the addition of 871 Bergen, with the addition of room, and we'll continue to have access to 168 parking lot until May. We will have more parking than we have had on campus, quite frankly, in the last 20 years. So that parking stacker is a big part of that. I would say this, though. We know as a community we're not going to be able to build our way out of this. So if you go up to the library, the 6th floor of the library, and you just look around within 3 blocks of the library, that construction that's currently underway That's 4,400 new units in Journal Square. In addition to that, you have at least that many units approved for future development in the next 5 to 10 years. So Jersey City's doing great. We're very happy to be the anchor tenant, the anchor institution in Journal Square. But we're basically creating another small city in Journal Square. And parking's not coming along with those buildings, so we all have to work together and figure it out. And unfortunately, that's something we have no control over. That is a city process. The last thing I would say is we know the rhythm of campus, right? So when it comes to parking on campus, Mondays are normally okay. Tuesdays are a little bit more difficult. Wednesdays are impossible. Thursday, the lot still has capacity. And Friday, you can pretty much park wherever you want. I just say this to you so that as you're making plans, as you're organizing your schedules, take that into account because we know that Wednesday is going to be difficult. We're going to try to keep the community informed when we know of events that are going on. So we know when the Jehovah Witnesses have their events, there are many more people in the square. When the Lowe's Theater comes online, there are going to be many more people in the square. But there's no guarantee that we will know, similar to when they do a road closure. And I traveled from Bayonne. It took me 45 minutes today because of road closures. I have no idea. I'll be calling Director Shea to figure out how he managed to close every road heading north-south from Bayonne. But we'll try to keep the community informed. All I ask is patience, and if you think of an idea, let us know. If there is a problem, like something's not working, let us know. Professor yesterday informed me that they registered and reserved the spot at State Square Garage, but they were a half hour late, so they ended up losing that spot. Now, that was a concern for the faculty member who ultimately found parking. Also concern for the college because we do not want to be paying for spots that our people aren't using. So please keep the information flow going, and if there are any major questions, I'm sure at the end there will be. I also want to thank Flick for not putting out any fruit because I know there were a couple of people in the audience, especially on this side, that wanted to toss some. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. As most of you are aware, we received bittersweet news recently from our valued colleague, Vice President Anna Krupitsky. Anna has accepted a wonderful new position as Vice President of Human Resources at Connecticut State Community College. This is a new, congratulations. Some of you have heard about this. It's a new system college in Connecticut. So there were, I think, 12 independent community colleges in Connecticut that now have been woven into one statewide community college with 12 campuses, and I think some satellite campuses beyond that. So Connecticut State Community College is now the largest community college in New England, and it's the largest higher education institution in Connecticut, and Anna will serve on the senior leadership team reporting to the president for HR across the entire system. So we're really happy for you. Her last day at HCCC will be October 15th. We're working now on a transition plan, and we'll keep all of you informed. But I just want to take this opportunity, and there will be more, to thank Anna for her more than 5 years of stellar leadership and support for our HCCC family. Anna, your collaborative and caring leadership has been instrumental in so many positive outcomes that we celebrate here and elsewhere. And we're going to miss you greatly, but we want you to remember that you're always going to be a member of the HCCC family. So thank you, Anna. Okay, so we now open the meeting to questions, comments, concerns, announcements, suggestions, topics of celebration. For those here in the Scott Ring Room, please approach the microphone so that our colleagues